Today we're checking out the new Honor 400 5G. I want to thank them for sending this over to review on the channel. Price is going to be a little different depending on which country you're in. It's just a little over $500, but I'll leave a link down below with current pricing and more information. It comes in 4 different colors: Desert Gold, Meteor Silver, Tidal Blue, and Midnight Black. It's pretty thin and lightweight at 7.3 millimeters, weighs about 184 grams. It's also IP66, dust and water resistant. It's got the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 processor with 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage. For the base model, there's also a 12 gigabyte version with 256 or 512 gigabytes of storage. Really nice and thin, feels super lightweight. I like how they do the camera module a little bit different shape so it doesn't look like every other phone out there. You have 2 cameras on the back, a 200 megapixel main lens with AI features, and it's got a 12 megapixel ultra wide. Then you have a 50 megapixel front facing camera as well. This also has an infrared camera control, speaker, SIM card slot, and charging port there on the bottom. Kind of nice how it has a matte finish on the back, that painted golden color on the sides. You can see it's a little bit smaller than the Galaxy A56. Comes with Android 15. I believe you get up to 6 years of major software updates, so that's really nice to see. You can see pretty typical hole punch style camera there on the front. Also has Gemini as the assistant. When setting up, you've got the fingerprint scanner, face unlock, and of course password. By default, it's on gestures, but you can also change it to 3-button navigation as well. It's got a 6.55-inch AMOLED display at 1264 by 2736 resolution, up to 120 Hz refresh rate, and up to 5000 nits peak brightness. I feel like the screen quality on here is actually pretty nice, pretty comparable to what you would see on Samsung phones. You actually have a lot of different options when it comes to the always-on display. Fingerprint scanner seems to work pretty good as well. It actually has quite a few different themes that you can pick, where it changes the wallpaper and colors. It does rock back and forth a little bit because of the camera bump. Obviously, once you put a case on, you probably wouldn't have to worry about it. Up in the right hand corner, you've got your control center, notifications on the left hand side. Pretty easy to switch back and forth. Pretty much what you would expect up in the control center. You've got your media player, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, flashlight, volume and screen brightness. You've got dark mode, link to Windows. Also has a handful of stuff that you can add on there as well. You also have Google Discover Newsfeed left of the home screen. You'll notice it puts all the apps on the home screen. I also like that you can make the folders a little larger, similar to Samsung. You can see they do have a handful of apps that are pre-installed on here, with a few extras like Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, but of course you can uninstall those if you want. You can also change what it does when you swipe down on the screen. It currently does a search, but you can do the notifications or control center, or you can choose none. It also has different cards that you can add or widgets. There's also some AI features that you can use on here, like AI suggestions, magic text, magic portal, and AI translate. It's only using about 28 gigabytes right out of the box, and this is the 512 gigabyte version. I noticed for some reason this phone can't install Geekbench 6, which seemed kind of odd until you go into the settings about phone. And here it says 2 gigabytes of RAM plus 8 gigabytes of Honor RAM Turbo, which tells me that it's using mostly virtual RAM, which now it makes sense, where the Geekbench app requires 4 gigabytes of RAM at least. So that could be an issue depending on which apps you need to use. Performance-wise, it actually seems pretty good overall. I didn't notice anything slowing down or sluggishness in my testing. And when playing PUBG Mobile and Asphalt Legends Unite, it has pretty good graphics and frame rate settings. Seems to play pretty smooth. It does concern me a little bit that I can't install Geekbench or 3D Mark apps to run testing on here, but hopefully there's not too many apps like that with the 4 gigabyte requirements. It's got a 6000 milliamp hour battery with up to 80 watt supercharge, where you can get 40% after charging for 15 minutes. Only lasted about 9 hours in my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness, which seems pretty low considering the battery size. Not sure if it's because of the screen brightness or something else. I may have to run another test. The speakers on this phone are actually really nice and loud. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. In the camera app, you've got night, portrait with beauty mode, photo, video. There's a pro mode, and then you have several things that are more like aperture, multi-video, slow-mo, panorama, time-lapse, stickers, super macro, high-res, story, and scan document. You can also shoot up to 4K 30 frames per second for video recording. You've also got extra stuff like AI cutout, AI eraser. I was hoping to just erase Mario. It actually erased the entire label. You can also do magic text, where you can select text that's on the image. Shutter speed seems pretty decent, at least in my studio lighting. Here's a few quick samples of photo and video just to give you an idea of what to expect from the Honor 400. I think overall photo and video quality is pretty good on here, but I did notice during video recording, it seemed to struggle a little bit with focus when things were up close and then out of the frame, which normally doesn't happen. So I'm not sure if that can be fixed with a software update, but just something small that I noticed. I may have to do some closer comparisons with some other phones that I have, but I really like the build quality and just how light and smaller the phone feels in the hand. I definitely like this trend of smaller and lighter phones, as long as they have good battery life. I also like that you're getting quite a few more years of software updates now, which I hope all manufacturers start to do. But if you like phones, tablets, and other tech, I've got a lot more stuff that I'm working on as usual. So keep an eye out for those upcoming videos.
So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.